Joe Flacco wanted to come back to the New York Jets in 2023. They told him to go kick rocks. Now he plays them at home in the Cleveland Browns New York Jets matchup in Week 17. Let's give you the details.
Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field Gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor?
But Trevor Gosh darn Sycamore, baby. For me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
What's poppin', everybody? My name is Paul Osden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe down below. Also, while you're down there, check out the full article on this very topic. The New York Jets rejected Joe Flacco this season. Oh, yes. Diana Rossini, NFL insider for The Athletic, had this to say, quote, Joe Flacco expressed interest in re-signing with the Jets. That was in 2023 after Aaron Rodgers was injured, but the team decided to stick with Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle, and eventually added Trevor Siemian to the practice squad. Interesting. So how did those stories go? The Jets are already eliminated from the playoffs. They ended up playing 4 quarterbacks this year. That's the first time they started 4 quarterbacks in a single season since 1989. And the Cleveland Browns? Well, they currently have the 5th seed in the AFC playoff picture. Joe Flacco is 3-1 as a starting quarterback, and he's averaged over 320 passing yards per game running the ship for the Cleveland Browns. Interesting story, but the Jets said no thanks to that, and instead relied upon the services of Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle, and Trevor Siemian. Now, Joe Flacco, of course, gets a chance at revenge. He had 3 separate stints with the Jets in which he signed 1-year deals to join the team. He signed in 2020, came back in 2021, was traded over, then came back in 2022, re-signing once again. But the Jets, no interest, both in the offseason, they showed no interest, and after Aaron Rodgers got injured, showed 0 interest in Joe Flacco. And he's balling out. He looks fantastic. He had been biding his time. He had been saying all offseason he wanted the right opportunity. He believed he could help a contender win. And, well, he's very much in that conversation. Again, with him operating as QB1 for the Cleveland Browns, he's been 3-1 as a starter, and they are firmly in the playoff mix. And they will have clinching scenarios this week on Thursday Night Football, of course, against the New York Jets in their final primetime game of the season. And the last 2 games are both on the road. And I will say this. I'm happy for Joe Flacco. Awesome for him. I didn't think he still had this kind of sauce left in the tank. So tip of the cap to Joe. But I'm going to be honest. I'm still not sure if Joe Flacco would be doing this with the New York Jets and their current offensive line. I was told once that Joe Flacco has the mobility of a parked car. So non-existent for Joe Flacco. But Joe Flacco's never been a mobile guy. That's never been his game. He's got a rocket launcher surgically attached to his arm. He's been going off, and I believe the Jets defense are going to have some things to say about this not-so-mobile Joe Flacco in this game on Thursday Night Football in a short week. But nonetheless, the fact that the Jets said no thanks, we know they said no thanks to Matt Ryan. We know they said no thanks, of course, to Phillip Rivers and Carson Wentz and all these other guys. They stuck to their guns and stuck to their guys. And, of course, Tim Boyle went from starting 2 games to getting cut on the street. Zach Wilson is concussed, so we don't know when the hell he's coming back. Trevor Siemian got his first start, which was a win, I guess, against Washington, but there was a lot of lackluster there. And then, of course, Aaron Rodgers, the dream that was never realized. So the Jets said no to Joe Flacco, and now he has a chance to say something else to the New York Jets. Also in the column down below that's got more details, Robert Saleh, you guys may remember during training camp back in 2022, Joe Flacco was a backup quarterback, of course, with the Jets as the Zach Wilson show was about to be in full flower. And Robert Saleh made a passionate plea to explain to the media why he still believes Joe Flacco is a starting quarterback in this league, and sometimes people get labeled, they see a little something, and then people pigeonhole them and say this. Well, Joe Flacco has a chance to prove Salah's words actually correct on Thursday Night Football to show he's still got plenty left in the tank, and we'll see what Cleveland does, very likely, in the postseason, while the Jets, for the 13th year in a row, will be watching from home. Now, 2023 kind of stinks for the Jets with only 2 games left to go. There's not much to play for beyond pride, the young players, and just kind of rallying the troops and pointing the arrow in the right direction heading into 2024 when the Jets will have their own Super Bowl MVP at quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, in 2024. But for now, they have to get ready to defend some revenge angles from Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns. There's plenty of storylines with the Elijah Moore thing, Jets, Browns, and all that juice. We'll see what happens in the game, but rejecting Joe Flacco just aged like, spoiled milk here for the New York Jets. Rejecting Flacco, and now he's dominating for a Browns team that's in the thick of the playoff race while the Jets are watching from home. Quick little video giving you that latest juicy details ahead of the Jets-Browns game coming up on Thursday Night Football, the kickoff Week 17. Thanks, everybody, for joining us for this quick vid. Make sure, again, you guys like the video. Hit subscribe down below. We're trying to get to 6,000 subs before the new year. Any help in that department is fantastic. And if you prefer the live version, we are live every single day at 7:30 in the morning talking all things New York Jets. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Take care.